last relationship ended terribly. I was in a relationship. I love this girl. I was so into her, man. I would have done anything for this girl. The sad thing was, I remember I had a seizure, passed out, and then next thing you know, I woke up in the hospital. I came back home, and I find this girl with her ex.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. So I actually saw this video on Instagram, and I immediately just knew, like, this is how a lot of men's, red pill story begins. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and press play, pause play, give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions on this entire conversation.
How long was your last relationship?
3 months, bro. My last relationship ended terribly. And this is the whole point of this interview. I would like the world to know and understand that I was in a relationship. I love this girl.
So if you guys are unaware, obviously this is the desirable truth. He goes around and does street interviews all the time to men and women. And all the conversations are around the basis of some kind of relationship. Either it's couples that are in a relationship, if they just got out of a relationship, anything that has to do with the relationship sector.
I was so into her, man. I would have done anything for this girl, and she knows it. The sad thing was, I remember I had a seizure, passed out, like I woke up. I don't know what caused this or what happened. I remember 3 cops are surrounding me, and I started going nuts. And I tried to understand exactly what's going on. And I remember my girlfriend was just screaming, "I love you," constantly.
That's traumatic. Okay? He didn't even get to the brunt of the story, and already this man said that he had a seizure out of nowhere, no history of having a seizure, nothing. And was so in shock that when, cops came to try to help him, subdue him, whatever the situation was, he started going crazy on them out of, just not knowing like what was going on and what happened. And so he says that he, in that moment heard his girlfriend telling him, like, "Oh my gosh, I love you."
And then next thing you know, I woke up in the hospital. And I don't know why. They released me, they discharged me. I came back home to her place because I was basically living with her. And I find this girl with her ex the same night I had a seizure, the same night I went to her place, and they were...
This is how a lot of men's red pill story begins. A lot of people don't like to hear it. They don't like to hear this part of the conversation. But a lot of men that you talk about, oh, these men are bitter towards women. They don't like their mom. They're this, they're misogynistic, patriarchal, all this stuff. Like, this man was at his most vulnerable state. Okay, had something extremely traumatic happen to him. Went to the hospital. She didn't even stay there by his side at the hospital. Okay, so as much as she was yelling, "I love you," it wasn't like she was bedside trying to, sitting there on a prayer, praying that he gets better, trying to nurse him to health. No, she went home. Not only did she go home, but she called her ex. Not only did she call her ex, but the two of them was bumping and grinding, and the man walked in to see it. That could have sent him into a whole nother seizure. And it's the mindset. It's the mind games. Like, how could you have just been with me in this one moment? I'm always at your home. The two of us are attached to each other's hip, and you left me at the hospital and called somebody else to hook up. Like, you didn't think of that as a moment for us to be here and you to nurse me to health. You thought of that as an open opportunity to do whatever you wanted.
And seeing that made me realize that this is what the world's capable of. That destroyed me, bro. And it still me up. And, that's life. People are going through worse. Just think that there are life problems here that are more psychological than it is a physical.
That's wild. And he said it still messed him. That would mess anybody up. That's so weird. It's like, how can you just flip that switch? And it's not even like he heard about a scenario or he thought that he heard or somebody told him to. He saw it with his own 2 eyes. After the most traumatic event that he's gone through.
And it can become physical if it's really deep to that person and they're hurt.
And how long ago did that occur?
That happened a year and 3 months ago, exactly.
Looking back on it now, how did that wreck and change your mental, give you an awakening to who you are today?
I would say that I've become more of a man to understand that this is pain that you got to embrace.
No, you don't. Like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. No, you don't. That is not normal. That's not normal pain. That's like a deep betrayal. And it's so sad because, you know, a lot of men see the nature of women, whereas, you know, when they're growing up and their mom or their mommy, especially if they have a loving mother, a good relationship with their mom, you know, they think that women can do no wrong. They're these innocent, you know, creatures that are victims and the weaker vessel. And so when they see that extent, they're like, oh, I didn't know that they were capable of doing these things.
If you don't embrace this, you are going to crush your future. You'll become someone that hates women when you shouldn't. You should love them, respect them, and cherish them.
He's still that same way. He's still the same guy. And when I say the same guy, I'm not saying that women don't deserve love, respected, and to be cherished. I'm not saying that. But it seems as though he was the guy that had women on a pedestal. He was the guy that was like, I'll buy you flowers every day. I love you. I'll tell you I love you. I'll tell you you're beautiful. I'll do all the things for you. And, you know, you'll get, you know, whatever you want. I'll be there for you. And so him seeing that situation, it didn't make him, you know, go like anti where he's now trying to get payback, which is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But him having that same kind of mentality means that it's possible that he could very well end up in that situation again.
But I think that I would never find myself ever getting with someone that's showing me any sorts of patterns from the past.
But how? How is that possible? Because if my brain serves me right, I believe that he said that he was only with that girl for how much time?
How long was your last relationship?
3 months, bro.
3 months. So how, first of all, let's rewind this back a little bit. First of all, in 3 months, telling each other that you love each other is foolishness.
I was in a relationship. I love this girl.
That's foolishness. Y'all don't know each other. Ain't nothing to love. What it seems like to me is that girl possibly got into a relationship with, you know, this guy to get over the last guy. And when she saw this situation happen with this new guy, she ran right back into the arms of the last guy and was like, oh no, I'd rather be with you. I'm vulnerable. Help me. I just went through something traumatic. Please come over here and save me. And he went over there and she was trying to, you know, create the situation that the two of them can be back together. 3 months is no time. You work a job for 3 months, they still watching you. You're on the probationary period. They got to watch you. You can't take no vacation. You can't call in sick. You can't be late. Nothing. Because for that 3 month period, they like, we need 90 days to see what you're made of. So in 3 months to basically be living with this girl, for y'all to be telling each other that you love each other, I'm starting to wonder what kind of situation this even was. Because there's a reason why she wasn't at that hospital.
And I remember my girlfriend was just screaming, I love you constantly. And then next thing you know, I woke up in the hospital. And I don't know why. They released me, they discharged me. I came back home to her place because I was basically living with her. And I find this girl with her ex.
And, you know, if you're saying that you're never going to be in that situation again, you're going to look at the red flags. What are those red flags? Because what would you have seen in the 3 months? 3 months is still everything's happy. We're all good. We're you know, we love each other and we're going to make this work. It's a representative stage. That's not the real. You find out who somebody is when you go through something real, which he did. You know, I'm not sure what happened or what caused that situation, but it seems like that was so necessary for him to see that girl's truest colors from early on, before he goes and has a kid with her, marries her, and you know, goes down the wrong path. Absolutely crazy. I'd like to know what you guys' you know, opinion on this entire situation is in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.